So I got 26th place. It was top 32 at the Minnesota Regional with a pile, a 56 card pile. It was supposed to be 55, but I did find a deception last minute to add in. And what I was running, I think worked really well. I just, I'll show you what I was playing. It's pretty interesting. So, looking into it, I'll start with the combo that I really wanted to open up in my opening hand, which is 3 Fenrir. It's a 7, which I need for the other combo of the deck that's in here, which is the Centurion stuff that I run. I was running 3, but I cut it down to Unicorn, because if you open Unicorn, you kind of need to see either the Fenrir and search the birth. So it was a little tough, especially with 56. 1 birth, just because it's free. It's a free body, and it works really well with the Azamina as well as the Centurion package to get you into what plays you need to go. Plus the Fiendsmith, and kind of explains what I'm running is a weird collage of all the cards. The 1 Pressure Planet Wraithoth to just start everything. Opening up Fenrir with this next package that I'm going to show you was just my favorite combo to do, and I loved it, which was the Wanted package. So I ran 3 Black Witch, the 3 Wanted, 2 Deception. I love this card. If you open this and the Fenrir, it's such a plus. I mean, the whole thing is a weird plus if you can not die to hand traps, which everything is coming into be. 2 Deception would jump that to 3. The Hollowed Azamina, and then an interesting one, which is the original Sinful with the Jet Synchron. So the thing that I liked the most about it was if you open up Deception with a Fenrir, special the Fenrir search the Unicorn. It actually makes Unicorn live, because you open up the line. So you special the Fenrir, you Deception away the Fenrir to search for the Hollowed, leaves your monsters open, special summon the Unicorn, search the birth back the Unicorn if you really wanted to, and then make your Azamina line. The other thing I liked is if you can keep a body on the board and you do the original Sinful, you can search Jet Synchron, and you pitch so much from your hand with Jet Synchron. You can just, like the Centurion field spell, you pitch Jet Synchron, pitch another, and special summon it. And then it's an 8, which gets you into the Centurion line. It's an interesting way that if you don't see the field spell, or Primera or Trudea, it's a little tough. I kind of wanted to run Bonfire too, but I decided against it last minute. And then the other just 1 card starter that everyone's running is the Fiendsmith. I run 2 Engraver, definitely bump it up to 3. Can't afford it, so that's why I have it. 1 Lacrima, 1 Lori, and then the Fiendsmith track to kind of just you open up tracked, you get a free just whole Fiendsmith package. I'll show you the extra deck. It's a very small package, but it still does its part on going off as far as that goes. After that, after I do all of those, if I open up the Deception, the Fenrir, they think it's just Kashtira, Azamina, or Kashtira, Fiendsmith. But I surprise them with the Centurion stuff. So 3 Primera, 2 Trudea. I kind of like it. I would definitely bump it up to 2. 1 Atri, which is super awesome. And the guy I didn't really like was the Gargoyle. Gargoyle was kind of a tech choice that I was like, if I see any of the Centurions, I can at least get his body on the board. And then the 3 Stand Up. And then this one's a little weird, but I did 2 Oath. I just kept seeing myself opening up Oath, still needing to go Synchro into 8, so I kind of cut it because it is searchable now with the new Centurion Synchro. This guy I loved is the Wake Up Centurion. Every time I opened up Oath, Trudea out, Trudea summon, Trudea place Primera, and if it doesn't get ogred, search wake up. Then you can just synchro into it and search. And then this is what was nice is you aren't afraid to link or link away your synchro, your Centurion synchros to start doing like the Fiendsmith, the moon, and all that. Because when you wake up Centurion, you banish, dump the trap, just bring back the synchro again. It's kind of just like making free bodies. And then the Centurion bonds, I actually really like this one too. Just replaces sometimes in the line. They kind of disrupt you or stop you, and it's nice to just be able to like, I'm going to set up next turn, place. When you synchro, you can also place when it's in the graveyard by banishing. And then one really fun one that I liked was Synchro Rumble, which is target a tuner or a level 7 dragon synchro monster in your graveyard. The tuner is the most important thing. The Centurion synchro is a tuner, so you actually can bring the 8 back and then start your combos off that way. And then 1 failings to do the Wake Up Centurion. I definitely would love to bump that up to 2. It's just nice opening it to banish something as well, which is really fun to kind of just disrupt them. That's the Centurion stuff. And then my paranoia was very, very strange. So I did 2 triple tactic talents, 2 thrust, harpies, called by, terraforming for the spells. I actually had someone like almost called judge because they thought I forgot to side out. And they're like, harpies, because I run this going first. My cousin in Mexico actually killed me with this, and ever since I just couldn't get it out of my mind. So I love maining harpies. Even if you open any of them and you're not plussing, you can still just pitch them. So yeah, I had a guy who was just like, did you forget to side out last game? And I was like, no, I main it. So if you want to call a judge and deck check me, you definitely can. But yeah, just if I lose the die roll, it's just better to see these things to hopefully clear their board and then combo with the rest of the pieces. And then just typical Imperm. Angel Statue, which is I really, really like with the Silhouette Rabbit, because when Silhouette Rabbit's on the field and you special one of your Centurions, it is special summoning a monster and you can pop the spell and trap. But this guy, again, it's just getting bodies on the board, linking away for 2s, whatever set is the best. I loved it. And then 3 Ash and 2 Baylor. And that's it for the main deck. And then the extra deck here. Let's do Crimson Dragon. Let's see here. One guy, my favorite, was the Primaris. He's the new Centurion Synchro. He's a level 8, searches the Oath, kind of gets you off with the line on how you can just keep making the 12s. Auxilla, Legadia. If you do it right, you are able to draw like 2 or 3 cards just from that. So it kind of grabs you anything else that you need. You don't always need to do Auxilla to search. Most of the time, you kind of have everything that you need already. So being able to just draw is always better, in my opinion. Of course, it is nice to have to go into it because this protects you from harpies, destructions, and ogres and such. Blazar Dragon, and then the Super Red Nova. I have this in kind of for Tempai if I ran into them. If your opponent declares an attack or activates a monster effect, you can banish. I have had it where I can get both out. I have seen people run 2 of these, but the extra deck is really tight. So I was probably thinking cutting it and just doing another one of these, but I liked how it kind of did. You know, people just like, oh, it also activates in battle phase, not just when I activate a monster effect. The Azamina line, this one searches the combo, which is getting your Snake Eyes spell, and then just you link it away. It's in the graveyard. Azamina adds it back, and yeah, just combos that way. The negate, I was doing where it was just the negate, but yeah, the Snake Eyes spell and a level 7 gets you into the Primaris. I actually had that happen quite a bit, where I had a body, I either normal summon the Jet Synchron, all because I was able to search the Evil Eye. But then, yeah, just synchro for 8, get him out, and then it starts your whole Centurion play. It was really, really fun. Really sad that the card got hit because I love doing that. And then the Moon, just 2 monsters make it, gets you into the Requiem, which obviously gets you into the rest. It's a very small package. Every person, happened to me so many times, just kept ashing the Requiem, so they kind of know. And I was okay with it. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Just going to do my other stuff. You don't have an ash anymore. And then some little other mentions. Silhouette Rabbit, like I said, when you summon a Centurion from the back row, it still activates to pop a spell and trap. So the problem with it is I typically always just did the statue and would always miss the popping a spell and trap because I was always like, I cannot lose advantage to popping their spell and trap, so I want to hold on to the trap as much as I can. Where now it's like, nope, I'm just going to summon it right away. You try to inherit, I'm going to negate it, and then just let my Centurions pop. SP Little Knight, which is really good, and the Chaos Angel I rarely saw, but it did kind of come up every once in a blue moon. That's it for that. And then the side I had a really hard time because, again, it's 56, so you're not going to see the side much, but I ran for time, Ghost Sister and Dogwood, gain life points. This came up and actually saved my life. One guy's like, I was get Sprite. He just, I activated it, and he's like, I can't not play, so yeah, you're going to gain some life. 3 evenly, because I love just breaking their board, baiting it. It pairs really well with Dark Ruler No More. This combo saved me on the very last game against Voiceless Voice. They ended up on a pretty decent board. He did say he had a janky hand, but I was able to just draw both of them, Dark Ruler them, and then evenly, and then had a whole combo line ready for him to go. Everyone needs this. D-Barrier, Ryziel is fresh, and everyone is just fusion summoning, so it kind of came up where I had fusions, and I saw that they're going to make a fusion, and I'm like, I can't technically call it, like, because I'll negate my own fusions, but it's still really good. And I have no idea how Malice works. I just heard that Lancia kills it, and that's why that's in there. Again, it stops evenly, which I actually really liked as well. So if they do enter battle phase evenly and you have Lancia, they waste a battle phase and an evenly card in their hand. And then I just didn't have time to practice against Malice, so I have no idea how they play or how they run. Someone said Lancia shuts them off. And so, yeah.
What did you end up losing to?
So I did go X2. I lost to the new stuff. I lost to Malice. I didn't see Lancia. I have no idea where to stop them, what to hit. I just didn't study enough. And I lost to Ryziel Fiendsmith, which was really interesting. I only had a little bit of practice against Ryziel, and I thought it would be like, oh, okay, just a Ryziel, I can deal with that. No, they're able to do the Fiendsmith stuff. And I'm like, how does that work? Like, I thought the one locked you into the other, so I was spending a lot of time reading their stuff, and that deck just runs like so many hand traps. I fanned out his graveyard. He Mulch-Armied me, ashed me, imperm, nib. I just kept looking at his graveyard, filling up with more and more hand traps as I was summoning. He just kept drawing. And I'm like, I can't believe this is going on right now. And then I'm like, well, he only has a few cards, I didn't let him plus that much. Nope. Ryziel's able to plus. The Fiendsmith was able to go off as well. So, yeah, those are where my losses were. If I had a little bit more time to practice with him, I definitely would have, but I just didn't. So. And then, I guess, for myself, 56, I would definitely try my best to cut it out. Cut it down. Any changes I would make would probably be the Rumble isn't bad because it's a free search. The Centurion level 8 guy, Gargoyle, it came up, but not enough where it warrants that I want to keep him in there. And then, yeah, the side deck, I think I would probably change as well. For more back row, because Dark Ruler came up, but they just changed something, and then Fiendsmith to negate Dark Ruler, and it's just kind of dead. I really like Droplet, but I was just worried that Malice was going to be everywhere, and I think they run Shifter and the main Shifter, so I was just like, if I draw it and they have Shifter, I'm dead. Shifter. This deck loses to Shifter, Droll. It's definitely a hand trap format. I got very, very lucky with my games. Seeing how I didn't see anyone play Shifter against me, but all my buddies that were there were like, shifter, can't do anything. I was like, oh shit, really? He's like, yeah.